I'm going to the Homesteading Summit at Comfort Farms. It's a homesteading workshop. It has a whole bunch of cool stuff that I'm really excited for. It's all day and I'm gonna record what I can while also making sure that I'm still paying attention. So yeah, I'm super excited. I think it's gonna be fun. Oh, chickens. Get out of the way, I don't wanna hit you. Move, chickens, move.
This is like a cheesecloth bag. You can use it for making like some cheeses. You can use a hop sack, like a bag if you're making beer, or have a friend like where you would dry hop a beer, where you would put the hops in here, let it sit.
They're called grain bags.
Grain bags?
Grain bags.
Okay, grain bags. I don't really know. They're called coffee sacks for me. The longer coffee is in contact with water, it's going to be constantly pulling out flavors from the coffee beans or the coffee grounds. And if you do it fine, you're increasing the surface area and it'll take too much flavor out and it'll taste kind of like bitter and nasty, and it just doesn't taste good at all. Recommend like 3 to 5 minutes depending on how strong you want it. Rate your first cup of coffee, you've got to have it in a special cup.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Hi, come here, look at that smile. Look at that smile. You're so goofy. This is the second annual Homestead Summit here at Comfort Farms, and so far it's going really well. I think everybody here is really nice, but I am the youngest. I can tell. People look at me and they're like, "Are you here alone?" And I'm like, sure am.
So we're with Wild Herbs of Iolita. It's a business and educational endeavor I started in 2019 to begin learning plants and our relationships with them, with a specific focus on native plants of the Southeast. Again, all of this stuff can be provided for your family from the smallest little farm that you can begin. As homesteaders, we can't forget the forest, and we certainly cannot forget the forest if we come to know the names of the plants. Have a farm, you've got to have wild spaces around it. It keeps the water, the air, the soil healthy and strong. We always hear that plants heal, and yes, they heal us, but they're cleansing our water as it runs through the soil and the plants that are supposed to be growing there. And it shelters animals, it promotes fungi and different colonies like that. And then it also, they all feed back into each other, so it's a relationship. And you know, that's the beginning of any healthy, balanced homestead, is to have yourself in relationship with these things and being in reciprocity. They give to you, you give back to them.
Hiding in my backseat, having to completely change my clothes because it wasn't supposed to get to 69 until later, and it's already like 60 something. And I wore my fleece lined pants, and I'm sweating. I'm sweating so much. I am walking up to the pigs right now to show you guys the pigs. That's the main thing that they have here pretty much. They have a lot of stuff, but the pork is really big and I've had it before and it's so good. So, trekking up to the pigs. Oh, little one. I don't have any food. I don't have food. Don't fight. Your tongue's out. Why is your tongue sticking out? My hands after petting that pig. Disgusting. There's so many of them. Holy crap.
I think what it is was you never really think about how those things are grown. You know, I don't really think that you think of like a tomato and you understand that a tomato comes off of a plant. But when you see mushrooms, you're like, man, like, you just have like a mushroom seed, you put the mushroom seed in the ground. Some of the things that you learn when you're cultivating mushrooms is environment. You talk about plants, you talk about seasons, you talk about soil, you talk about sunlight. When you talk about mushrooms, you talk about humidity and you talk about temperature. Light, not so much. You always think about a mushroom growing in a basement or growing in your closet. It excretes something called a spore. A spore would be to a seed, right? Per second, there'll be thousands of spores coming out of these caps. We're going to use my Hobby Lobby. So there's a gill on the bottom. Every mushroom has a spore surface. So that gill pattern is the spore surface. On these conchs, you got the top. That would be their spore surface. Has anybody been walking in their yard and found this red, like devil finger looking thing?
Yes.
A stinkhorn?
Oh, yeah.
Their spore surface is on the top. And that gray, black liquid on top is actually their spore. And I feel like if we put something in our body, we're trying to get something to absorb, right? The fungus cell wall contains this thing called chitin. Has anybody heard of chitin? And we can't break down chitin, which is so crazy, but heat can. So I recommend cooking all your mushrooms to break down that chitin and to absorb it, because I don't want us just, it's like corn, you know? I don't know what happens to corn, but I don't know. Do we get anything from it? Does anybody know? Starch? It's a carb.
This probably sounds so sad, but I'm about to have to go eat lunch in my car because my phone's about to die and it's only halfway through the day and I need to keep recording, so I'm gonna eat lunch alone in my car. And I've been vegetarian for like a month now. Breaking that today. Oops. I actually think this is better because I can like recharge and I can talk too. So that mushroom one was super cool. He talked so much about like what mushrooms do, and half of it I didn't even know. So that was really cool. The coffee one, I don't drink coffee. The other one was poultry production, which I'm not planning on growing any meat. So I figured I'd just go to the coffee one. That I thought that would be cool and people would like to see that, so I did that one instead. And then I also made the fire cider, which was also really cool. The other one was cold smoking. Again, trying not to eat meat. I'm so glad I'm cheating. Don't take advice from me when it comes to staying vegetarian. To be fair, I don't have a choice. I'm just hungry.
We need our seeds to last for a year, maybe 3, 4, 5 years. So if you have some basic tools and a little bit of thoughtfulness around quality of seed from how it comes out in the field and to how you store it, wherever you store it, you'll be just fine. So try not to worry too much about all the things they tell you, and am I doing the right thing? Just do something and start somewhere. And it's not that hard. The plants make the seeds. So we just have to like help them out and make sure they're good seeds and try to keep them if we're going to do all the work.
Yeah, you know a viable seed from not viable.
Really only one way to find out is to try to grow it and see if it sprouts. But yeah, you know, the seed quality really starts from out in your garden. So if you're taking care of the good plants and they're getting pollinated by the insects if they need it, and you're letting them go to full maturity, and then you're drying them and storing them, you'll probably have really viable seeds. Think about what a seed needs to grow. Light, moisture. So if we're exposing them, and like if I kept my seeds in this clear box sitting inside of my garage where it's hot and it's exposed to light all the time, the seed is very much awake and interpreting the environment around it, so it's using up the stores of food that it has, which means it won't last as long. But if I want to put those seeds into dormancy for a while, cool, dark, dry, remove all the conditions for growth. Turnips and kale and collards, they're sort of quasi-annual, but they basically need a winter, so they grow for the spring, and then they go dormant in the winter time, and then next spring they flower and they go to seed. Another thing that you'll see when you learn about seed saving is people talk about population sizes. So how many plants should you grow in order to get good seeds? And if we're going to think about some easy ones to start off with for beginners, we want to pick plants where we don't need to or we shouldn't have a whole bunch of plants to grow out. Because some things like, I'll keep talking about collards, for example, collards and corn and mustards, they call them obligate outcrossers, which just means they absolutely have to have other plants to cross-pollinate with. Landrace gardening, and it's this concept of how he has adapted crops to his farm of just letting everything go hog wild on the farm and cross-pollinate like crazy until he finds new varieties that suit his farm. Germination standards for peppers to sell them is like 55%. So it's pretty low. So don't be discouraged if you save pepper seeds and you're like, dang, you know, only like 10 came up out of 50. Like that's just the way it is. It's pepper math. Yeah, so just plant more. Other dried seeds would be stuff like English peas or cow peas or beans or lima beans. And so they, similar to the brassicas, they're gonna form a seed pod, which we're all waiting for to eat. And then you just let those seeds dry in the pod. It's that easy. Let them dry, take them out, let them dry a little bit more inside, and you got some seeds. Just let one or two of them on the plant, like mark it for seed saving. Don't pick it for eating, and just let it grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. It's actually quite fascinating. I had one zucchini one time that was just like massive. They get yellow, kind of brown, hard, much bigger than a zucchini for eating, and that is a zucchini for seed. It's like when you're eating food, like we always want the vine-ripened tomato or the lettuce that was just picked yesterday, like fresher the better, and same with seeds. Like if you can let them really mature as long as possible on the mother plant, they're getting as much as they can out of that plant before they're like cut off and sent off into the seed dryer.
Okay, the day is over now. I had a lot of fun. I'm really glad that I came. I learned a whole bunch of stuff, which was really cool. Seed saving was really cool. I've always wondered about that, but I wasn't sure exactly how to actually do it. The food, oh my gosh. Again, remember how I said I was gonna be vegetarian? Remember how I said I'm being vegetarian right now? Yeah, 100% not today. Not today. Probably gonna end the video here. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you liked the video. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed if you want to see more. And yeah, thank you so much for. Thank you. Bye.